Sláinte and how do you do, buckaroos, and how the heck are you? Well, I was just made aware today that it was National Cocktail Day from the one and only beer samurai that you see over there. We're going to call him the Cocktail Samurai today.
I gotta
So,
change it to
Samurai,
that.
I know you kind of invented a cocktail. So, do you want to tell us anything, or you want me just to introduce mine?
It's not even invented a cocktail. It was like, well, this is Tom. This is Tom's show. Tom likes to mix things up quite a bit.
He
Um,
does. He does.
I'm usually, you know me, I'm usually the purist, but every now and then I like to dabble in mixology, as so to speak. And
Uh
I figured I'd try a few things. We've got we had one bottle rotting on the bar because we took a taste of it and didn't particularly like it. But I'm like, maybe, we left it because like maybe I can mix with it someday. And what it is, it's a fig flavored vodka,
Big vodka. Okay, that's interesting.
but it's sweet. So I'm like, I'd have to do something with it. Now, one thing, and you know I love to do this, I love to make ancho vodka.
Yeah, yeah. We've talked about that.
So I'm thinking if I put the ancho vodka together with the fig vodka, add a little bitters to it, and in this one I'm going to try the Aztec chocolate bitters and see how that works.
Oh wow! I don't have those. Those are some I have to buy.
Yeah, there's a little bit of spice to them because it's Aztec chocolate.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
I'm going to start putting this together, and I don't want it too sweet, so I think I'm going to go 3-1 on this.
Okay.
3 on the ancho, 1 on the fig.
So what's the proof on that fig?
Let's see. It comes in at a. Boy, let me put my glasses on again, aren't you, Tom? Make me read. Comes in at. It's got to be on here, right? It was brought into New Jersey, so it's got to have it on because that's law here. There it is, 31%.
Okay, 62 proof. So it's not very heavy.
Nope. Now this is just vodka that I have left ancho peppers in.
Mm-hmm. So is that about what the proof vodka?
Yeah, it's a normal proof vodka. It's probably 80.
Oh, nice. You got some stuff going on there.
80. And then I'm going to put like one of these in there. You know,
What's
there's got to be simple syrup in there because the consistency of this is a little thicker than you would get from vodka.
Tell us again what's in your simple syrup.
Aztec chocolate bitters.
Okay.
So it's cocoa. Well, they don't say what the other natural flavors are. Oh, here.
We don't need all that stuff. Okay, I'm just curious. What?
Yeah, so cacao beans, peppers, and spices.
There you go. Okay.
So then I'm going to, and you and I are the same thought. A couple of dashes of bitters don't do anything.
Yeah, I just kind of shake that bottle.
Yep, measure that with your liver.
That's right.
And then let's give it a little. I don't want too big of a glass for this. I want to see what color this comes out as.
Oh, look at that. That's dark. So you got it. You're serving that.
That looks like
You got a nice chill on there, I assume. There we go.
Yeah, that looks like Belgian triple, doesn't it?
Kind of does. Well, from here, I'm getting it. Almost looks like a Cabernet, but
yeah, right. Well, it is red wine day too, as well, Tom.
is it? I didn't know that. I could have done that video too. Damn it!
Whoa, this is. Let's see. What are we getting?
What'd you think? What we got going on there?
I tell you what, it really cut. The ancho vodka really cut into the fig. The fig added a little bit of sweetness. But between the fig, the ancho vodka, and the bitters, I didn't put enough bitters in there for the chocolate to take over. But I think the ancho and the fig working together,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like you made a spicy chocolate-covered raspberry cream.
Yeah,
Is what this is coming off as. That's interesting. I don't know if that's going to go into my normal repertoire, but
you might find an occasion for a cocktail like that.
I don't know. Other than to kill this bottle.
Well, there you go. That's an occasion. And when you gotta figure something out.
Yeah, I don't like pouring too much stuff down the drain unless it's just really bad.
Oh no, yeah, I'll figure out a way to use it.
What do you got in your coupe there?
Well, here's what I got going on. I made a lemon lavender simple syrup.
Okay.
I've got a lemon lavender old fashioned, but I've got it served straight up because I don't like a lot of ice. So anyway, I'm using the Union Horse Reunion. It's a barrel strength rye whiskey at 121.4. Let me show you that bottle.
Yep. You've seen that one before.
So yeah, I've had it over a year, and it's time to kind of work through it. Anyway, I'm using a lemon peel garnish, so it's a simple drink. I've got 2 ounces of I got about 2.5 ounces of the liquor. I've got 1 ounce of the simple syrup and some lemon peel, fresh lemon peel as a garnish. And I didn't have the bitter.
From
I
here.
didn't want to go to the store for specific bitters, so I just used some rhubarb bitters.
Okay. From here, the lemon peel looks a little like a grub.
Yeah, it did curl up on me.
It's a
Let's
little weird.
see if I can straighten her out here. There we go. There we go. How's that?
I need to police my station here. Okay, there we go.
Now you can see my lemon. I got it
There
draped
you
up,
go.
get drunk. There we go.
Yeah, that lemon looks drunk. That lemon looks like it's doing Irish yoga.
Well, it's been sitting in there for a while, and I did my share of Irish yoga over the years. Let's just say.
Yeah, I don't hate this. I thought I might. I don't really hate this. Like, it's weird that it's throwing like a raspberry flavor to me.
So we've talked about our cocktail philosophies. You've mentioned that I like to kind of mess with things, and you never know till you try. And you're kind of a purist. So we're kind of switching gears here a little bit. So
Yeah, you went pure. You just mixed up the simple syrup a little bit. But a lot of my experimentation usually comes from I got something on the bar I want to work through.
yeah.
I've got my
Wild hair, or I get an idea, or so I'll pass by an herb garden, or I'll get a stray thought for some unknown reason. Okay, now we have to try that because once something enters here, I have to figure it out. Then
there you go.
the OCD takes over, and I have to get to that conclusion.
Otherwise, it's going to get lost in there.
Yeah. I have to find out. Once I need to know if it's going to work.
Well, you also know I've got my my cocktails that are influenced by artwork. I tried doing one that was based off of Haystacks by Monet, and it was a bit of a disaster. It really needs to be reworked, and reworked. That was it was not good.
So Haystacks. So what's I'm not coming up with a cocktail impression for Haystacks by Monet. So
Haystacks starts off because I like to stay with try to honor the country where the artist is from. So started off, and maybe I should start off with a wit beer since that is kind of a Belgian French style. But I did a wheat beer. I'm not usually fond of wits. So I did a wheat beer. I did a little. So when I go French, like okay, let's do some lavender. Get some lavender in there, and I like your idea of doing a lavender simple syrup. Maybe that's one way I fix this. You flatten the beer, right? You give it a good shake to flatten the beer a little bit. But I also put in chartreuse.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. All right.
Well, that gives you a grassy flavor. That adds. But the thing about it is, I'd have to kill chartreuse out of it and try something else French, because chartreuse is sweet, and if I'm going to do a simple syrup with lavender, I want that out of there.
Very syrupy as well.
Yeah, so I think the chartreuse is what really destroyed that recipe.
Well, chartreuse is very distinctive, so it's easy for that to overpower something.
So I'm thinking, maybe there's something else I can work into this that would work, that would make the recipe work. Give it kind of that farm field in the farm flavor.
All right.
And I thought chartreuse might do it. I didn't realize it was so sweet. So I got to look at something else. But I want to stay something that's maybe French.
What about Pernod? Have you tried Pernod?
Pernod, that's a possibility. But Pernod is very, very herbal and dark, right? I wanted because the color also is important to me since it's based off of art.
Well, Pernod is clear until you put water in it.
Oh, Pernod. I'm thinking Pernod. Sorry. Pernod. What's the flavor profile on Pernod?
Very similar to kind of a licorice-like. Very similar to a ouzo.
Okay, that's okay. I don't know if that would work with the flavor profile I'm looking for. I've got to figure it out. I got a lot of thinking left to do on that. you come up with any thoughts in the meantime, let me know. But I don't know that Pernod would. I don't know if I want licorice flavor in it.
Yeah, you never know until you try. Yeah,
It
I don't
might
know either. I don't know either. I was trying to think of something French, and that's all that came to mind.
actually what might work. Um, since I'm flattening the beer anyway, use a wit beer, get that flavor. Use the lavender simple syrup, and maybe some champagne.
There you go. Well, what if you eliminated the wit and did a French saison instead?
Yeah, maybe do a saison, and that'll get flavors.
That'd give you a little peppery notes. Change the
Yeah,
game a little bit for you.
that's an idea. Maybe I'll think about that. But the whole recipe needs to be reworked. I mean, there was
Jason says, "Good evening, gentlemen. I'm going to post that comment real quick. Thanks for tuning in, Jason. If you got a cocktail, tell us what you're drinking for National Cocktail Day."
so so that will work. Like I said, but there was one of my artwork recipes worked right from the beginning.
Uh huh.
The way I wrote it, it worked. I never changed. There was one that took it 2 or 3 times, but
What,
had no.
what was that one?
Well, this is why I had the anchovy, was that particular
Oh,
recipe, and was based off of Hieronymus Bosch's what you call it, his Garden of Earthly Delights, and you know that's a triptych. So there's
uh,
three parts to it, and it's the hell side. Very people don't particularly know the name of it, but they're familiar with the imagery in it. So I wanted the anchovy because I wanted the heat, I wanted that smoke, and I went half and half with pomegranate juice. Pomegranate juice did a few things. It got the kind of the flavor profile I was looking for, sweetened it up a little bit. But a pomegranate is what they thought may have been the apple from the tree of life. So I brought in that whole original sin concept to it. So this is why you're in hell, because of the original sin. So and then what I do is I take lychee, I put lychees in it on a spear. Put one
mhm.
at the bottom, like it was a maraschino in a Manhattan. One goes in the bottom, and then a couple on a spear near the top, because the lychees kind of give this cadaverous feel in there, that look, right? So I also wanted to be a little horrific in imagery. So it worked the first time I did it. So
Well, good.
that one, yeah, that was good.
So I have a theory about pomegranates. My theory is that they're actually an alien fruit because they're so bizarre that they're meant to poison the human blood to take us over.
Oh,
They live, kind of thing.
oh yeah, or Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And then we
Yeah,
turn it.
yeah. They change the DNA, much like right wingers think the vaccine did to us.
Okay, so you eschew pomegranates.
Yeah, I eat them, but my wife and daughter love them. They're just too bizarre for me. They look disgusting. They look like the innards of something.
Yeah, they do. They look like yeah, they look very alien. I'll give you that.
I don't have another reason for them to come into being.
Well, you brought up daughters, and as I told you, my daughter is here visiting, and
Mm-hmm.
we're working on some Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
No, you need to do a quick visit, but I appreciate you popping on with one cocktail with me.
Yep, I want to say hi on National Cocktail Day, and sir, always a pleasure.
Hey, thanks, Dave. I appreciate you jumping on, and you go enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah, and I think I may actually finish this.
Oh, yeah, look at you. Look at you getting your cocktail legs. Hey, thanks,
Alrighty.
Dave. It's a pleasure, man. Thanks a
Right
lot.
now.
Take it easy. All right, I want to thank Dave for jumping on. I knew he had to make it quick. That's why I wanted to get him to describe his cocktail quick for me. But anyway, Jason, I'm going to post Jason's comment here. I'll be having a whiskey and Coke here with dinner, nothing fancy. There you go. Hey, you got to do what works. Don't do. I'm not really a whiskey and Coke guy anymore. I left those days behind me about 30 something years ago, but I don't begrudge anybody else for enjoying that flavor. As I finish up my cocktail, so it's the first time I've made this lemon lavender simple syrup, and I may tinker it up a little bit because originally I thought I was going to do lemon lavender thyme, and then I thought ginger lemon lavender or ginger lavender time. But then I just decided to simple it, or make it more simple and just do the lemon lavender because I'm thinking spring. So and I'm trying to decide. So I may have to do a separate simple syrup of just lavender and thyme and see what that looks like. But I do like the lemon lavender. I do. I like the freshness of the lemon. I like how it speaks to spring to me anyway. Although I might have to up the lavender content. I put seem like a large amount of lavender petals, but the lemon is pretty big. You do get the aromatics of the lavender, and you can taste it, but I am getting more lemon. Of course, I've got that lemon peel, which also adds to the aromatics, so that's part of it as well. But maybe you need to find a lavender garnish. Or, well, see what I wanted to do, but I didn't want to go to the store. I need to buy some lavender bitters was the idea. I wanted to get some lavender bitters for this particular cocktail. But I didn't want to go to the store. So I said, well, I'm just going to work with what I got today and use the rhubarb bitters. I didn't want to go to the store, man. So I will pick up some lavender bitters and try it again. But this was kind of a test run of this particular cocktail on National Cocktail Day. Didn't know it was National Red Wine Day, or I did that video earlier. Now I've got to pop a bottle of red wine. I've got a few around here. I'm certainly not a connoisseur by any means. I just started learning about wine a little bit ago, a couple years ago, I guess. Well, back in the 90s, I was really making an honest effort to learn a lot about wine, especially then when we were transferred to Las Cruces, New Mexico. There's a lot of small wineries out there. But craft beer really started taking off right about that same point, late 90s into the early 2000s. And I kind of left the wine thing behind me. But over the last couple of years, my wife and I have been hitting a lot of the local wineries. So I don't know that I'll ever call myself a connoisseur of any kind because I don't really have the desire to learn much about what's outside my neck of the woods. Because I want to drink everything as local as humanly possible. I want to, I'm all about drinking small, whether it's craft beer, spirits, or wine. I'm going to buy as local as humanly possible. So I'm not going to my liquor stores and buying those mass-produced products. And I don't care how good somebody says they are. I'm not going to buy them. I'm going to hit all the local wineries or any of the wineries in the state that I can find or just outside that are close enough to drive to. And these are the people that I'm going to visit. That's what I'm going to. These are the people I'm going to support. National products don't need me. They've got enough lemmings to buy their crap. So I'm gonna support all the small businesses that I can. It does drive me crazy though. You got the exact same people that talk about buying small when it comes to craft beer do exactly the opposite when it comes to wine and spirits. So I've got this one just about done. I made 2 cocktails. Second one was a riff on one that I came up with for St. Patrick's Day. So for work, I came up with an Irish mint old fashioned. I called it an Irish Spring. It was 2 ounces of Irish whiskey. We were using the Ire Gold, so I used that. But we also had the Hyde, if you prefer to use that one. 2 ounces of the whiskey, 1 ounce my house-made mint simple syrup, and mint bitters. So I did a version of that, but I didn't do it Irish. I just did a mint old fashioned, but I've got it served straight up. But I wanted to go traditional, take the Irish out, and use a rye. So I've got the Woodworks Distilling Rye Preface Series. This one comes in at 115 proof. It's a very nicely done rye out of Oklahoma. So again, I've got 2 ounces of the whiskey, 1 ounce of the mint simple syrup, and some mint bitters to finish it off, and a mint garnish. So sláinte. The big difference I noticed right away is that I do have a slight green pigment in my, or the Irish bitters has a slight green pigment. And the Irish whiskey is very light, so you will see some of that green. But this rye, now you don't see that at all because the rye is it's darker, obviously. So anyway, oh gosh, that's nice. Gosh, that's really nice. Wow. Why do you have it served straight up, Tom? Most old fashions are served with a large ice cube. Yeah, they have become known that way. I'm just not a fan. I will serve it that way upon occasion, but I really prefer a straight up cocktail, which is why for years I've been mostly a Manhattan drinker. But after devising my own slightly augmented recipes for an old fashioned, I will make an old fashioned, but most of the time I will every once in a while drop a cube in there, but most of the time I will serve it straight up. I want to get it cold, but I don't want the ice continually to melt in my cocktail. And you got those who'll tell you, well, it doesn't last long enough. Well, if it takes you 15 minutes to take that drink down, you're going to get some water in your cocktail. So anyway, that's why I want to get it cold. I chill the glass. I chill all the ingredients well. I get it very cold, but I don't leave ice in my cocktail most of the time. I do from time to time, actually, especially as we come into the spring. You will see me drink more rocks cocktails, but as long as there's a chill in the air, I'm going to make mine straight up as you see this one. I just prefer most of my cocktail straight up. That's why for years all I really drank was a Manhattan or a martini. But then I decided I can drink an old fashioned that way. I don't care what the masses think. An old fashioned doesn't necessarily have to have ice in it, people. It just doesn't. Oh, shit biscuits. I guess next weekend we've got Easter. How about that? That one snuck up on us, didn't I? I don't even have anything to fix yet. I made sure I had corned beef for St. Patrick's Day, but I didn't set anything up for Easter. I should have had a ham or something ready, but probably got to do pork. I know we may buy a ham between now and then, but I've got a nice pork butt. They're nice boneless pork butt. I may just do that. I like to buck tradition a little bit. I don't, I don't dig lamb, so I'm not going to do the leg of lamb or the lamb chops. And so it's possible we could do ham, but I don't know that I'm feeling it, to be honest with you. They got that nice piece of pork in the freezer, so I may just dig that one out and do things my way, which is typically how I like to do them. I like to buck tradition, man. I don't like to be told I have to do things a specific way. Maybe I'm a little oppositional to you tell me I have to do things a specific way, I will find another way it can be done. Remember getting in trouble as a youngster, trying to do algebra. I never could. I couldn't come by the answer the way they wanted me to do it. I could get the answer, but they wanted you to show the work. So I remember getting a B- on my final, but I had to kind of trick the teacher, who was very sharp. So I knew it wasn't going to be easy, because he was watching everybody, making sure they turned into work. So I had to work. I showed him that I had the test and the work, and I put it down, and then I kind of did a little sleight of hand and pulled that paper back, because I couldn't show the work. I couldn't get the answer the way he wanted me to, but I knew I could get to the answer. Well, most of the time, at least to be minus worth anyway. And I don't know why my brain just didn't work that way or doesn't work that way. I cannot get to the answer the way they want me to or the way they wanted me to then. From what I hear, math is even different now. I don't know why we just can't add stuff, but anyway, I don't know why I just can't watch Multiplication Rock. Because that worked, man. Multiplication Rock worked. By the time I was 10, I can go up. No, I was 8, to be honest with you, when I could go all the way through 12 just by watching Multiplication Rock. But the other stuff kind of confused me. I used to joke that I was the dumbest guy in the smart guy class. I was the dumbest person in the smart person class. I was smart enough to get there, but boy, it was a struggle. And I had to get there because my sister was a genius. So we were all measured by her. So we had to get in the class or we were idiots. I was smart enough to get in the class. But boy, it was a struggle to stay there. And if I had to hear, why can't you be more like Sherry one more time? I might have taken a hostage. I will say I made things much easier for my younger brother, though, because all my one sister, I had 2 older sisters. The first one was the genius. So all the other sister and myself ever heard was, why can't you be more like Sherry? But all my youngest brother ever heard was, I'm glad you're not like your brother. So I paved the way for him. I broke the cycle, man. I ended the trauma for my brother, boy. He didn't have to deal with, why can't you be like your sister? Oh, no, I ended that. I'm proud of myself for that. It was an accomplishment. I really do enjoy making different simple syrups. I kind of that and amassing different bitters. It's kind of become an obsession at this point. And now that we're going into spring, I'm thinking of those spring flavors and colors. So that's why lavender came back into play. I had some dried lavender petals, so I thought, well, let's do lemon lavender. Originally I was going to do, I had some candied ginger, so I was going to do ginger lavender, and I thought thyme lavender, and I was thinking ginger lavender thyme, and then I thought, well, let's do lemon, because let's brighten it up. We are going into spring. And I didn't want to muddle it with 3 ingredients. I just wanted to do 2, so I decided to just scale it back to lemon and lavender, and I think that works, but I may need to adjust the quantities and maybe add just a little bit more lavender to bring that out a little bit, or put less lemon in, I suppose. But it does make a nice old fashioned. But the mint worked. I guess you could use mint going into spring as well. I just want to kind of, I just want to keep coming up with I don't know if I do a lemon mint, maybe that'll work. Mint lavender, I don't know. What was I gotta think what's compatible with mint? I don't know. I think lemon mint would work. Maybe ginger mint. What do you think? I'm just spitballing. It's not all going to be gold. Anyways, I digress. As I wrap up this video, hey, I just want to say happy National Cocktail Day to everybody. Let me get my garnish out of there. Now I'm about to eat that mint there. Anyways, happy National Cocktail Day. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, whiskey evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and oh, good guys, Sláinte. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it.